Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel today. And today I am bringing you something that you guys have been asking for a while, and I haven't got around to doing it. But as I thought the Premier League starts in literally a week, it'd probably be best to do it now. So today I'm bringing to you my my Premier League 2020-21 season Premier League predictions. However, first of all, we have got something else to bring you guys, which I'm going to show you all now. Okay, so as you can see, this is my Fantasy Premier League team. Now, a lot of you have been asking, are you going to be making a Fantasy Premier League? Are you going to have a league that we can join? And I have got a league you can join, but I just thought I'd show you the team I've put together. Now, at the moment, as you can see, I haven't put many City or Manchester United players in there. Mainly because City and United don't play this week. So if I can swap a Son or something out next week for a United player, then of course I will do so. But I think this is a pretty strong team. You know, Patricio in goal, Gomez, Dunk, Van Dijk, Tierney, Kante, Son, Traore, Saka, and Werner and Richarlison. On the bench we got Martinez, Wan-Bissaka, Grealish and Aguero. I have got a league for you all to join. So, as you can see here, we have our private league. It's David Gooding YT, and I can invite you to join the league. I will put the code for you to join the league, or you can just copy it from the video. I will put it in the top of the description for you all to go and see that. But we're going to go straight ahead, and we're going to dive into our Premier League predictions. Let's go. Okay, so moving swiftly on then, we are now on to, as I said, our Premier League 2021 league predictions. Now I'm going to fly through the order and then I'll put the official table up at the end. So, starting off then in first, well, the top four. I'm going to go for the top four, then I'll go for the relegation, and then we'll just plug the gaps from there. So, in at number one, to take home the Premier League title, I am going to go with Manchester City. Now, there's a good reason for that. You know, it's going to be close between Manchester City and Liverpool. I don't think United or Chelsea have made a lot of signings. I don't think they finished yet, as I don't think Manchester United have finished yet. You know, Manchester United, to me, I still think we should be able to land Jadon Sancho. And I think Chelsea are looking for a couple of other signings as well. However, I think, again, it will just be between City and Liverpool for the league title. And I think the other teams will start to close the gap slightly. But in terms of Liverpool's ins and outs, they haven't made too many players in at the moment. Of course, they've just got Nathan Ake and they've got Ferran Torres. However, I think their squad depth is unbelievably good. Their bench is ridiculous. They have a lot of star power on that bench. I think their squad in general is better than Liverpool, and I think Liverpool's starting XI might be slightly better than City's. But, you know, Liverpool last season were very lucky with injuries. If Liverpool do get a couple of injuries to a couple of key players, then I think they could be in trouble. And I think teams are starting to work out how to play against Liverpool as well, which is why I have backed Manchester City to take the title this year round. Moving on then to the runners-up, and of course I am going to go with Liverpool to come home second place. As I said, Liverpool and Manchester City are still miles away. Is there a wasp in here? There isn't. Apologies. Yeah, so Liverpool are, you know, they're a lot... Liverpool and City are a lot better than the nearest competitors, which for me, at the moment, is Manchester United and Chelsea. But I don't see Chelsea and Manchester United interrupting that City-Liverpool race to the title. So I think I'm going to go for Liverpool to come home second. Of course, they have got a few transfers. I think they've only got the one at the moment, which is that left back. Yeah, so they've it's just the Tsimikas, the left back cover that they've signed. I don't know if things are a little bit tight there. Of course, they've got rid of a few players as well. Lovren gone, Lallana gone as well. But yeah, for me, Liverpool coming second. Now, on to third place. And as I said, it's going to be a toss-up between United and Chelsea. And as you can see, I have gone for Manchester United to come into 3rd place. Now, there's a very good reason for this. And I'll explain sort of, I'll throw the explanation for that along with Chelsea as well. However, Manchester United, I think, in terms of team quality, at the moment, just on paper, is probably slightly weaker than Chelsea. However, Manchester United squad, they haven't added too many people into that. They brought in Donny van de Beek. It's likely that we might get an additional 1 to 2 signings on top of that. Maybe a centre-back and possibly Jadon Sancho as well. But I still think Manchester United have enough to take it over to 3rd place. And of course, being a United fan, I think that's probably the best we're going to get this season, which moves us very swiftly on to 4th place, which will be Chelsea for me. And here's the reason for that. Yes, Chelsea have signed some absolutely amazing players. Let's just take a look here. We're looking for Chelsea. If I could spell, that would be useful. Here we go. We're looking for Chelsea here, looking at their transfers. They have had an amazing transfer window so far. Kai Havertz, Thiago Silva, Ben Chilwell, Timo Werner, and Ziyech, all going to Chelsea. I thought they had another guy as well. Of course, they're loaning out all their rubbish loanees as well. Of course, Willian has gone to Arsenal. They've lost Pedro. But I still think they have incredibly good players. I don't see anyone outside of that actually challenging for the top 4. So I've gone for Chelsea to come home in 4th place. Now, on to 5th place. Now, this is where you start to get to the likes of your Wolves and your Leicester and your Everton and your Arsenal and your Spurs. Yes, I'm putting Arsenal and Spurs in the same bracket as those sort of clubs because they deserve to be there after last year's performances. But 5th place this year, I've actually gone with Wolverhampton Warriors. They've just signed... Warriors? Wolverhampton Wanderers. Just signed Fabio Silva from Porto. Of course, they have lost they've lost Matt Doherty. But I think Wolves, they just have a way to play. And I think they're going to get the better of the likes of Arsenal and Spurs this season. So I've gone with Wolves to finish 5th place. Not too much to talk about with transfers. Of course, they got Sarkic from Aston Villa. And apart from that, the transfer window at the moment hasn't actually been so promising. But the big signing, Fabio Silva, 40 million euros for him so far. I think that puts them in pretty good standing. And I'm going to put them in 5th. Now, here we go. On to 6th place. And I've gone with Arsenal. Now, a lot of Arsenal fans are going to be fuming. They're going to be like, come on, Arteta's at the wheel. We're going to finish 4th place. We're going to get in the top 4. We're going to win the Europa League. We're going to win it all. Okay. Calm down just a second here. Okay. This is not necessarily going to be a walk in the park for Arsenal. Yes, they've brought in Willian. They've brought in Gabriel. They're looking for a couple new signings as well. Arsenal don't have more than one star player. They have one star player in that team, and that's Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. I'm sorry, but no one else in that team is at top quality level. They have potential to have players at the top level, but realistic Arsenal fans, one player. Not Lacazette, not Mesut Ozil, not Pepe, not Ceballos, not Xhaka, not Gabriel. One star player, which is why I put them in 6th. Definitely, they could be getting up to 5th, but I think Wolves will pip them to it, and I've gone with Arsenal to come home in 6th place. Now, on to 7th place, and I have gone for another, they're Arsenal's rivals, Tottenham Hotspur, Spurs as we like to call them. And I think it's about good enough for Tottenham. Tottenham are a very interesting one because they have a lot of good players in that team. However, I don't think they've got the right manager at the helm to make them successful. We had 2.5 years under Mourinho at United and we didn't really take any steps forward. Yes, we won the Europa League, but there was very little competition in there. In terms of transfers so far, Matt Doherty from Wolves, brilliant signing. Joe Hart and Højbjerg from Southampton, it's okay. Of course, we had Bergwijn and Lo Celso and Fernandes from last year as well. I don't know if Fernandes is there still on loan. I'm not too sure. But, you know, I'll give Tottenham a decent... Again, this is that middle section of teams where anything could happen. But I've gone... It's going to be very tight from, the, you know, maybe 5th until 10th, 11th. But I've gone with Spurs to take home 7th. Now, moving forward to 8th. And I have gone with Everton. Now, again, this is getting very, very hard for me to predict. And it was a toss-up between Everton and Leicester for this position. But I'm going to go with Everton purely because of Carlo Ancelotti, what he can get from teams, and this massive signing, Alan from Napoli, for 25 million euros reported, centre midfielder, for me, is fantastic business from Everton there. A brilliant bit of business. I think they're looking at some other players as well. Haven't had too many big outs. I mean, Schneiderlin, but he hasn't played for them in a long time anyway. But I think that Everton will have enough to see over the line and finish in 8th place. Okay, now on to 9th place. We have got Leicester City. Now, a lot of you be thinking again, why are Leicester so low? Well, they haven't had the best of transfer windows bringing players in. They brought in Ryan Bennett on... No, that's not even... They've got one player in so far. They've brought in Timothy Castagne from Atlanta. And they've let go Ben Chilwell to Chelsea, who was a pivotal player for Leicester City. And I'm surprised some other of their players haven't gone as well. But again, we have still just less than a month of the transfer window. So anything can happen. But I'm going from, you know, even if players do come in and out, things hopefully won't change too much. But yeah, I've gone with Leicester for 9th. I think Ben Chilwell's loss will hit them hard. I think there might have a few other players that might leave as well. And all in all, I think it's going to be very tight between that 5th and 10th spot. But I think Leicester will bring in 9th. Okay, now going into 10th. Now this is where things start to get a little bit more unpredictable. Mid-table, you could call it. It's those teams where they're all kind of equal, but you just kind of sort of have to put them in places. And for 10th, middle of the way, I have gone for Newcastle United. Now, mainly just because I'm not really too sure who will take from 10th to 17th. There's a huge bracket of teams who could do so. But I've gone with Newcastle as, in terms of transfers, haven't really had anything major coming in or out at the moment. They've got Jeff Hendrick is a free agent. Apart from that, nothing too significant at the moment. But I've gone middle of the road for Newcastle United. On to 11th place. I'm going to stick this one onto a team that have been mid-table in the Premiership for a while now. I'm going to go with Burnley. Burnley just have a really annoying way of playing. Of course, Sean Dyche, no longer the manager. I don't know if they have got a manager at the moment. Honestly, I'm not too sure. But I've gone with Burnley in 11th. Again, not too much to talk about with Burnley, but Burnley, I've gone in 11th place. Now, on to 12th place. 12th place, I've gone for Sheffield United. A team that, again, last year probably punched a little bit above their weight. I think they will have enough to stay up. Again, they're going to be in that mid-table fight. I've put them in 12th place. Again, only really significant player in, that's Aaron Ramsdale from the newly relegated Bournemouth. Again, in terms of players out, haven't really got much out either. But they did make some very, very good January transfer window signings. So I've gone with Sheffield to finish in 12th. Okay, now on to Southampton, who I've gone for 13th place. Again, any particular reason? Not really. More mainly just because I think they're going to have enough to sit over the line. They have lost a few of their key players. Have lost Højbjerg, have lost Harrison Reed. I don't think he was too important to them. Lamina has gone as well to Fulham. They brought in Salisu and Walker Peters on a permanent transfer. But again, just that mid-table battle, I think I'll go with Southampton in 13th position. Okay then, next up then, I believe, are we on to 14th or 15th now? I can't honestly remember. Next position, I'm going for West Ham. Now, I think it's going to be another depressing season for West Ham. They haven't really brought anyone in. They haven't really let anyone go. But I think it could even be a relegation battle for them, but I think they will have enough to say above some of the other teams like Brighton, like Crystal Palace. But yeah, West Ham, I'm going to go with the next position. Underneath West Ham, I'm going to go with Brighton. Now, Brighton is a team that I do actually follow, of course. They brought in a few signings. Jensen Weir from Wigan, Lallana from Liverpool, and Veltman from Ajax. Now, again, they have got rid of a couple of players. Duffy's gone to Celtic. Button has gone to West Brom. Murray has gone to Watford on loan. Aaron Mui has gone to the Chinese league. They've had a few players come out, but I think they are in a. Again, it's going to be a tricky one for Brighton, but I think they will finish just under West Ham in this case. Okay, so I think I've caught up where I'm supposed to be. I think right now we're in 16th for now. There's 5 teams we have left: Leeds, Crystal Palace, Villa, Fulham, and West Brom. I have gone here, 16th place, Leeds United. I think they're going to stay up. They've made some pretty good signings, actually. They have got Meslier in. They've got Jack Harrison in on loan from City. Goldhart from Wigan. Cody Dramer from Fulham. They've got Rodrigo in from Valencia. And Robin Koch from Freiburg. In terms of players out, nothing too significant here. However, they haven't got Lewis White, who was with them, or was it Ben White? Ben White, I think, isn't it? The Brighton guy who they were trying to sign, but Brighton didn't want to sell, basically. But I've gone with Leeds in 16th. I think they're just going to have enough to finish there. In 17th position, then, we are going to be putting in Crystal Palace. Now, could be a shaky one for Palace this year. They've got rid of, well, no one too significant. They brought in Eberici Easy from Queen's Park Rangers for just over 15 million euros. Apart from that, they haven't really brought anyone in. They did struggle they finished 14th last season. But, you know, they weren't miles ahead of the relegation zone. They were only 9 points. Again, this part of the table is really, really tough to predict from 10th to 17th because literally it could swing any way. But I'm going to go Palace in 17th. Moving on then to 18th, and I'm going to go with Aston Villa. I feel a bit sorry for Aston. Well, no, I don't feel sorry for Aston Villa. Who I feel sorry for is Jack Grealish. Obviously, pretty much solely kept them up in the Premier League last year. And then they said, you know what? You're not going to leave. We're going to price you out move. We're going to stick an £80 million price tag above your head. You're not going anywhere, sunshine. And now he's going to be relegated to the Championship. I do not see Villa going forward. They haven't really improved their squad. They brought in Matty Cash from Forest at right back for 15.5 million euros. Apart from that, done nothing. So for me, Aston Villa, down to the Championship you go. Which leaves us on then to the last 2 teams. And I'm going to go the 2 promoted teams here. I think they're going to be going back down. So we've got in 19th, it was a bit of a toss-up again, but I think I'll go with Fulham to finish ahead of West Brom. They brought in Fulham, Lamina, Harrison Reed, Knockout, and apart from that, no one else. And players out, haven't really got rid of anyone. So yeah, I think they're going to struggle. I think they'll come in 19th. And then we're going to go to West Brom. Now, I might be a little bit, you know, harsh on this one, but I've gone with them to finish last. Again, purely because it's really tough to decide. You know, I think West Brom and Fulham are both going to be relegated, but which way round they'll be relegated, I don't know. They brought in Button, Diane Garner, and Kerpe. Obviously, they brought that Matheus Pereira on a permanent deal. Let go, well, nobody too significant. Lako, Palmer, Chris Brunt, Gareth Barry, and Lee Peltier. But apart from that, again, I think it's going to be very, very tricky for them. And there we go then, guys. So here is the table that we have predicted today. Hopefully by the magic of editing, I'll have something over to this side of me, which I have the table either this side or that side, one of the sides. And that is going to be my official Premier League predictions. Again, hopefully you guys all enjoyed those predictions. Let me know what your predictions are in the comment section down below. And also make sure, if you are doing a Fantasy Premier League, make sure to join my league as well to see where you match up against the Fantasy Premier League master himself. But anyway, as I said, that's going to call it for this one. Hopefully you all enjoyed. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, turn notifications on, like the video, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Goodbye.